I didn't really get to know him until I was in my 20s, and yet he was around.
And my father was a very emotionally withdrawn person.
I think they are able to express more of the sensitive side of issues and emotion towards their family than my generation, and myself particularly.
But the opportunity to it better are available for the younger generation.
Fathers are actually talking about connecting, having better relationships with their children earlier, perhaps even wanting to be sure that they spend a significant amount of time with them when they're young, so that they have the connection that you really can't get any other way. And that's certainly a generational difference as well.
Being emotional, being caring is really important for him to still feel open with the idea of sharing what's going on in his life, sharing how he's feeling, and for us to build a close relationship, so that when he is 14 and 15, the worst years of my life and the interactions that I had with my father, that we'll have a better relationship because I've spent time with him, and he has a good connection to me.
As they approached their teens, then they cut me out.
As I was growing up, I really felt as though my dad and I were really at odds with one another. I was trying to assert my independence and do what I wanted to do, make my own decisions, and he was wanting me to not make mistakes. I think there's always a tendency for fathers to know best, and for fathers to really, to reflect on their life and to think, well, I've tried that, I've done that.
There's sort of an ongoing tension between wanting to protect your child and make sure that you're doing for them what you can do, but at the same time requiring them to figure out how to do things for themselves.
I find myself being an overprotective father and doing the same thing with Aiden. He's going to grow up and he's going to make his own decisions. If I'm always there helping him, he won't be able to make his own decisions.
They would exclude me from communication. Right at the dinner table sometimes there would be communication going on, but Dad wasn't to participate. They seemed to cut me out. That was hard, but it has come full circle.
If you look at just general life expectancy, it's now quite common for children, boys in particular, to grow up not just with a grandfather, but a grandfather or two and a great-grandfather or two potentially.
I feel closest to my dad now because I can share with him the experiences I'm having with my son.
The best time parenting the sons was after they became adults themselves.
10 years old to 25. Why I say that, when they're at the dinner table, they can carry on and part of an adult conversation.
I think Aiden and I are probably closest. It seems like every day I get closer and closer to him.
He sent me a very emotional letter about his life and experience with Dad. How I find influence in his life. That is, I'll never lose. You never lose track of it.
Seems with the more he is able to interact, the more he's able to communicate, it seems like the closer we get, and the more we can share together, the more we can do together. It's interesting. I find that I feel closest to my son now, but I also feel closest to my father now.
A father and son think about each other all the time.
So there's that continuity, building on each other's generation by generation experience.
As generations go on, I think we'll see a cyclic nature to how connected and disconnected generations are. Who's that?
Daddy's a boy.
Daddy? And Daddy's a boy, yeah.
I'm a boy.
You're a boy, yeah.
You built a house around us, standing now at my own point in time, wanting to decide, spending my time inside and outside. It wasn't always plain. Wait for my age. Bring years to the conversation. And I'm game for questions. Can I carve a new path? Still together we arrive. Then we didn't say much. Then we cared to try. It wasn't always plain. Subtle strangulation, hesitation, information, imperfection, assertion denied. Subtle strangulation, hesitation, information, imperfection, assertion denied.